guys with me? All right. It's the Vocal Entrepreneurship Show on Saturday, March the 15th. It is 40 degrees. It is sunny and it is beautiful outside. Thank God for that. Just want to mention the views expressed by the host and callers of this show are not necessarily the views of WLTH Radio Management, owners, and sponsors. All right. It's Keen Eyesight with you guys. 3 Fridays from now, I want to let you know about my first annual networking event, which is going to be the Embracement of Spring, co-hosted by Keisha Leela Ray of Snapshots by K Photography. We are expecting an awesome turnout for that event. It's going to be a really nice event. We urge you guys to support that. No limitations on age. It's going to be a wonderful event. Let me tell you a little bit more about the event. That's going to be Friday, April the 4th. That is 4/4/14 on the calendar. Friday, April the 4th of 2014. That is going to be at 444 Lake Street in Gary, which is the address of 444 Grill. So check out all the fours. I'm really pushing the fours on this event. I like that. I like the way that's going, the rhythm of those fours. Friday, April the 4th at 444 Lake Street in Gary, which is the address of 444 Grill. We will feature a wine tasting as well as marketing tables. We have some vendors already that have signed up. It's going to be a really nice event, guys. So we urge you guys to come out and please support the event. That's going to be from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. There will be a $10 cover charge. The attire for the evening is grown with reserved sexiness. All right. The first annual networking event entitled The Embracement of Spring. And sure, certainly we can all embrace spring with the horrid winter that we have experienced. We should all be looking forward to that. So hopefully, we won't have any snow, no cold weather, because that might not bode well for my investment in this event. But we're looking forward to it. I want to tell you guys about the show today, what to expect. Man, it's going to be an awesome show. I have CEO Greg Gray of Dope Living Entertainment. We previously did a call-in with Greg. Now I've got it's great. I have him here on my show. Actually has graced me with his presence. If you know Greg, it's kind of hard to get him to sit down and give you his presence. He can be kind of bougie. No, but we appreciate Greg for joining us today. Also, about the 12:15 mark, we got my man Willie Clayton calling in. Blues legend Willie Clayton, y'all. 25 albums or more. Probably put out like 5 more since then. We'll be talking to Willie. The 10th annual Blues Fest is tonight, and we'll be talking to Willie about the 12:15 mark. And then also, probably about 1:15 mark of the segment, we'll have platinum producer Antonio Tizone Street calling in. And he'll have some advice for some independent and aspiring artists. We'll be discussing, just longevity with these gentlemen, man. This is great stuff. So I have a couple of quotes that I found on the internet this morning as I was surfing the web. And these quotes, man, they just, I get started this way. Like, I get motivated with quotes or something positive. I feel the energy from the words. So this one was by Albert Einstein. It says, strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. And that's one of my goals. What I'm trying to do is not focus on, the measures of success, what people think is indicative of success, the look of success. It's about affecting people's lives, helping other people, doing something positive in the community. Letting that passion be radiant and staying focused on those things. And so, that's definitely what I'm about. And an example of that is, last week I had mentioned I had my daughter on the show, and last week I mentioned that I was purchasing her a Kindle Fire, and she's been doing awesome in school, and she's just a great little girl, and someone volunteered to give me half on the Kindle Fire and wrote me a check. And I'm like, man, that's really paying it forward, and I appreciated that. So thank you, to our listener who wanted to do that. We appreciate you. Also a quote I have from Mr. Bill Cosby that says, the past is ghost, the future a dream. All we ever have is now. Don't let anybody hold you to the past, the mistakes that you've made. People like to do that. They like to focus on people's past. They like to focus on mistakes. They like to do anything but focus on themselves. People that focus on other people typically don't focus on themselves. And anybody, as we all know, who focuses on other people, typically they don't have all that stuff together. So that quote by Mr. Bill Cosby, I appreciate it also. So we'll be talking about some of the tips that independent artists can gain just from the standpoint of music. A lot of that information I got from the internet, so you guys may know. If you know somebody that's up and coming in the music game, or somebody interested, we urge you to please let them know about today's show. The gentleman, again, Willie Clayton is going to be calling in, and also Antonio Tizone Street. And these guys are just legendary in the music business. They have withstood, I'm sure some challenges and some obstacles along the way, and they have some very great careers. So we're going to go ahead and let's talk to Greg Gray and see what's going on. What's going on, Greg, man?
Everything, man. It's a pleasure to be here on your show. If anybody's ever doing, if you're doing something that they've migrated away from here, to come back here, you gotta stop by Vocal Entrepreneurship Show. It's necessary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm thinking about shortening up the name of the show, and I'm going to still keep the entrepreneurship focus, but I think the vocal show is going to be, a little bit more catchy in just terms of the wordplay. So I'm thinking about doing that. We'll see.
They need to stop by though. They need to come through and get that knowledge out. If anybody's made it, anybody's been at any type of margin of success, it's necessary to come through. This is the biggest. This show is the biggest sounding pipe for a lot of those people, and it's also the biggest intrigue for a lot of people that are trying to do something. So, really, I commend you on this.
Yeah. I think we're growing. I think we're getting better and better, as the weeks come by, and I'm definitely more excited and looking to broaden my horizons and talk to some people. I've been calling people just like I know them. I call Willie Clayton. I'm like, Willie, what's up, big bro?
Right.
You like, hey, how you doing? And I just started talking, man. So, hey, I'm excited about this, man. I love what I do. So, we got you, Greg, now. I know that you are also helping out with the Life is But a Dream project, correct?
That is correct. Gus Carter, I think it's going to be a part of your show, coming show.
Yeah.
He wrote a fantastic script. He sent it to me and said, well, Greg, can you do something with this? And I was like, hey, man, I'll be happy to do it, no problem. So I'll be directing and filming it.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm trying to talk him into throwing a part in there too. It's his play. He knows how he's going. But yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be tremendous, and something that Gary needs to get behind. The radio station, of course, too.
Sure, man. You trying to compete with me for the best voice?
No, you know my voice is deep.
All right, let's do it like this, then.
Yeah,
anybody listening, please, preferably, ladies, call in 219-885-1371. Tell us who has the best voice, me or Greg Gray.
Please make that call, ladies. But they don't tell you,
Keen eyesight or Greg Gray.
She did.
It's I'm coming out my corner strong. I think my voice is, it just demands and commands attention.
It does, sir. Yes, it does. But see, mine's soothes. That's what it does.
All right, man. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into, we're going to talk about some of the tips for independent artists and how to get started in the music industry. And a lot of this information is probably standard across the board, but I think it's always good to reiterate points because you never know who's listening, you never know who can benefit from the information. So I'll probably rephrase this also after the half mark of the segment if anybody misses it. But basically, this is the information I gathered. How to get started in the music industry. First, learning the business side of the music is imperative.
Essential.
Learn the business side. Record labels nowadays, it's not like the 90s. This is not when, Puffy and, Suge Knight and everybody was, had these artists. There was a lot of money circulating. It's a little bit different now how they do business with artists. And now the record labels, they want a person to have a fan base. They want you to prove that you can generate income from your music. And they're not giving you much help, to promote your project. So the question is, where do you get the help from? That's the question. I thought about that. I'm like, where do I get the help from? Can I find an answer to that on the internet? Absolutely not. Because nobody's going to tell you where to get the help from. And it's got to, I think, primarily that's going to be through building a solid network.
Exactly. I think basically you hit the nail on the head. You, and I'm going to keep referencing you because I've seen your growth. You network, right? Network is tremendous. And like you said, you got to study. I teach the groups that I manage, the people that I deal with, that you have to understand the business first. I mean, I even came at you, even though you already knew. I think someone reinforcing that makes a big difference also. But yeah, you know, it's learning the business first, and I want to hear your number two.
Oh, okay. Well, the next thing I had was you got to spend an equal amount of time, just as much time as you do recording, you got to spend that same amount of time promoting or more into the promotion. And I see that, man. I know some people who made some good music. Don't nobody know about them.
Right.
You know, it's like, man, you like a diamond in the rough, and they've been doing this for years, and nobody knows their name.
But let me ask you a question. How do you teach that? How do you show that? If they're not hungry enough to go ahead and do it, anybody can make music and put it on Facebook. That's called being a Facebook rapper. But I'm asking you, sir, how do you transcend that good music, the music that you're hearing, into sales? You know, I know how, but I'm saying, you know, from your vantage point.
Man, you gotta have a burn, and I think now you got to really do research on the internet. I think the internet is such a powerful tool. Everything outside of Facebook and Twitter, you know what I mean? That's the way that you get your music to expand to people. You got worldwide access to people.
Hey, let me ask you this, because I don't think anybody ever gets an opportunity to you have a call?
I believe so. Go ahead, fix your point.
I don't think anybody ever has an opportunity to interview you, to ask you questions, okay? You come on and you give everybody else their shine, but you don't get the shine from the knowledge that you have, okay? I think your knowledge needs to come out more. This is just me, you know, you and I sit in the studio all the time and we talk about this stuff, okay? But nobody interviews you, so during this hour that I'm here, after your guest talk and this and that, or in between your guest talking, I want to interview you.
Sure, you can do that.
For sure.
I'm just scared, man. I'm scared. Oh, we got Omar. Is that Willie? Okay, we ready to bring him on?
He's on.
All right, we got big brother Willie Clayton with me. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up?
What's happening, Willie? How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I can't complain.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you for calling in, man.
I hope this phone don't go out, because, you know, we're on the road.
Okay, no, it's not going to go out, man. I'm going to be graced with the wonderful few minutes of your time, brother. I got Willie Clayton, the legend, is with us today. And for all of our listeners, as you may know, the 10th annual Chi-Town Blues Festival is tonight at 7 p.m. And big brother Willie will be performing there. And how you doing? How you feeling today, bro?
Amen, blessed and highly favored.
All right, that's great. So we got decades of success with you, brother. And on the internet, it's saying 25 albums. I told somebody by now it's probably 30. Can you confirm the number for me?
It's anywhere between 46 and 47 total.
Wow. Yeah, that speaks longevity.
Yes.
And one of the things that I was saying, bro, is that what we tried to do is promote this in a way that, you know, a lot of the aspiring and independent artists will call in, listen in to, you know, get a couple of moments of knowledge, because your experiences, this is for anybody, any genre of music, man. You've been doing this for a long time, and I just want to know, you know, I know that God has blessed you to be able to be here this long, but what do you do personally, man, to keep yourself going and put forth this energy consistently?
Well, first of all, when you're given a gift, when God bless you with a gift, you should never take it for granted. One, don't drink, don't smoke, never did drugs, none of that type of stuff. And I'm straight old school. I believe in going to bed, getting my rest.
Okay.
That's why the energy is still what it is, you know, even to this day. It's because, and the voice is still, you know, intact, because I will get my rest. I don't hang out. Some cats do. That's not my thing.
Now, I mean, you have toured with the likes of Al Green, James Brown, Barry White. I mean, you know, these artists have been a part of your career. I mean, at this point in the game now, what is fun to you, bro? What do you enjoy doing?
Well, I still enjoy it. You know, the day I always tell anyone, the day that I don't enjoy singing, I really don't think it ever come that day that I don't enjoy singing. I mean, you know, I dream singing. I mean, I wake up out of my sleep at times with songs that God has given me, and I write them, and then I go back to sleep.
Yeah.
If I'm driving, I'm singing. If I'm just sitting in my man cave at home, I'm singing. So this music is me. I am a music man, so I don't see that ever happening. I could be mad at the world, but I can step on the stage and blink everything out because that's who I am.
Okay.
I'm a music man.
Okay.
So nothing else really matters. So the fun, I don't think it'll ever leave.
So, any advice that you would offer to aspiring young artists, people that's getting in the music game now, no matter what genre of music they do, just what would you recommend to a young person starting out?
First thing I would recommend is that you learn something about the business before you get in the business, and then learn how to be a professional artist, as opposed to just saying, well, I got it. No, you don't. How long can you last? I tell artists even today, if you have not last 10 or more years, don't come talking to me about you got it going on. So I mean, if you can survive this game 30, 40 years like I have, and those that before me, the Johnny Taylors, the Tyrone Davis, the Marvin Gaye, the Al Greens, and the Jackie Wilson, the people like that, if you cannot last like that, then you don't have staying power. What you have is just a temporary little spot.
Right.
Can you stay?
Yeah.
Can you, are your voice going to still be intact at 58 years old? What's going on with you? What are you doing? Are you going to bed? Are you drinking? Are you smoking? What are you doing? But believe it or not, it's sad to say, but, most of our young people, because I have kids, 30-some years old, but the average young person think they know it already, so who gonna really listen?
Right.
They don't want to listen to cats like us anymore, so let them go and bust their head wide open.
Yeah. But see,
I'll still be here doing what I do.
Yeah, but you're who they need to listen to from the longevity standpoint. That's what
They won't, bro.
That's what
They
I'm
won't.
speaking on.
They won't. It's sad, but they won't.
Hey,
They won't.
I'm listening to you, bro. And before somebody
You know?
come along and give you an award, man, I give you mine from the bottom of my heart, man. I'm 34 years old, so you have crossed into, younger generations, man. You're a legend, brother.
I appreciate it, and I most definitely appreciate you all having me on your show today. And another thing is, Keenan, is simple as right here. The Bible states that no one will enter the kingdom of heaven without humbling yourself like little babies. So as long as you can stay humble, you're going to be cool. And you're going to be all right. Because no one is greater than he. So, I mean, and there's just some things that you just need to know. And you're not going to get them just because someone even tell you about it. The Bible also speaks about wisdom. Wisdom comes with time. Even myself, it took time. But I had, artists that I was around that got in your butt and said, oh, hell no, you're not going to do this. You can't do that. We don't want you to do what we did. No. So today, to get to the younger artists, and then, put it this way, it's almost like that's NBA or like the NFL. Here you got a young basketball player that comes straight out of high school or do 1 year of college, and the coach is making $4 or $5 million a year, but this player is getting $10 million a year.
Yeah.
Do you really think he's gonna listen to the coach?
No, that's what's going on.
Plus, you got the front office giving him the reign to disrespect the coach, to do what he want to do. You've seen it before. There have been coaches got fired because of the player pouting. But that's what young people do. They pout. They want their way. But if they put in those stipulations, whether it be an entertainment business, whether it be, I mean, even basketball, football, baseball, it's entertainment. So, but if they put them stipulations in there that, hey, you either respect and obey the coach, or we're not signing you. I bet you they'll get in line then.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely, bro.
And that's the same with young entertainers. You know, people say, you know, they out here, they buck wild. They'll get in line.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the careers are
Sometimes you gotta
short-lived.
get them in line. They'll get in line.
I hope they get in line before the career's over, though, because, you know, a lot of mistakes being made, the career's over pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Listen, you have had so many one-hit wonders here today, forgotten about tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and being a black artist, let me share something with you.
Mm-hmm.
You only as good as your last hit record.
Yes, sir.
But see, from the old school, if you had some hits, you can still work. If you a good entertainer,
Mm-hmm.
not just a half singer, but an entertainer
Mm-hmm.
who can really please an audience. That's staying power,
Yeah.
you know. So, but yeah, there's, you know, I think today there should be, you know, some conference held on how to be a professional entertainer. But I'm just one voice.
All right, big brother. Well, hey, big brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
I'm listening. Did you have something else?
Yeah.
You probably got plenty.
Yeah, and hold some seminars, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I think that if they really understand the business, then after they done sold 1 million or 2 million units, they won't be wondering how come they broke. All they want, basically, a nice watch, a gold chain, and a video. No. Don't ask for that. Don't ask for a car. Listen, today is just the new way of what they're giving, companies giving you. But Cadillac Records is still as much alive today as it was 45 years ago, 50 years ago.
I definitely believe it.
That's nothing that's changed. I mean, if you go in and they say to you, hey, we're interested in signing you, but you better sign right now. Why should you sign right now? Somebody hiding something. The company got a lawyer. You need to get one too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's there's a lot that could be taught to the younger, you know, generation that's coming up in this game. If they just take enough time and just ask, you know, I'm no problem to try to help somebody. All you gotta do is go to WillisClayton.com, reach out to us, we'll touch your back.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Is that something?
It's no sweat off my back at all, you know, to if you're willing to listen, I'm willing to teach.
Is that something maybe in the future you might think about doing, is maybe looking at that from that standpoint of teaching to artists? You think that's something that you possibly might look into?
Very well could, you know. We've been talking, my management team as well as my brother Ramon, we've been talking about, you know, that since God has blessed me to be here and in my right mind and good health, and I have a voice, is to try to reach out and maybe, you know, hold some seminars, you know, do some speaking engagements and try to see, you know, listen, if 300 come,
Mm-hmm.
if we don't reach but 50, we did good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, because that 50 to go tell some more. And it's a known fact that young people have the tendency to really listen to another young person as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good, you know. And there are some of those who really want to know. So
Yeah.
let's see what we put together, you know. Who knows? You guys could probably, you know, set up something, reach out to them since they listening to your show, and let's see what we can do.
Mm-hmm. networking event coming up on Friday, April the 4th. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about that now. You know?
Please do. Please do.
Yeah,
please
if I
do.
get some reception on that, I know where to push it. Yeah.
So what now?
I said, if I get some good reception on that, I know who to push it to.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, big bro. So one thing I want to ask you, man, before we wrap it up, because I know you're on the road. One thing I want to ask you is, I know that most likely your fan base already know what to expect tonight at the Blues Fest. But I want you to tell them, what can they expect from Willie Clayton tonight?
The first thing they're going to be able to expect is professionalism on top of this game, and no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There will not be no one going on stage tonight immaculate from my hand to my feet. I will be flawless.
Clean.
Bottom line. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Remember, I'm old school. I'm from the school that everything got to be right.
For sure. Everything. Every nook and cranny. That's for sure.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Big
Everything
bro.
have to be on point, you know.
Big bro, I appreciate you, man. I probably done said that about 10 times, but but thanks for the call, man.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem, my brother. And you keep doing what you're doing, and whatever you do, stay positive. Keep God first. Everything will be just fine. And remember this: if you change your thoughts, you can change your life. Change your thoughts. I promise you, it will change your life. You be blessed and have a good day.
Thank you, brother. Love.
Back at you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. That was Blues legend Willie Clayton, man. You heard it, man. That brother's, man, that's an awesome brother. I really appreciate him. And as I was mentioning, man, early in the segment when I called Willie, before he gave me his manager's information, he was just awesome to talk to, man. So thank you, brother. Thank you for being humble. Thank you for being strong. We got a call at WLTH Radio. Who do we have with us?
Yeah, I just want to commend Mr. Clayton on what he was just sharing some wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You say you're 34?
Yes, sir.
I got a son 34. So he just bringing in this real.
Oh, yeah.
Old school, how he was taught, he want to give it back. Where he come from. He just, and this is what he's trying to share. And he's not trying to say, oh, young folks don't want to listen, because you're a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
But you took time to listen.
Yeah.
That's why you learn something. But most of the younger generation, they do think they know everything already. And there's no way they can know. They live long enough to know.
Yeah.
How we know, we listen. And that was the difference in old school and new school. We took time to listen.
Yeah.
And that's the beginning of understanding. That's what God tells us. He alluded to the wisdom. That's what he continued to put emphasis on.
Mm-hmm.
You can have all that knowledge, no wisdom. And that's where you'll be bamboozled and fooled and confused and consumed in this society. That's what most of them do not have. And that's people in general.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have wisdom. You got to have that wisdom, bro. And like you said, that comes with time
Yeah.
and experience. You don't get the wisdom from the books. God gives you that.
Yeah.
Through your trials and tribulations. No cross, no crown. Long
I
suffering.
ain't gonna tell you, you like my little brother. I ain't gonna tell you nothing. You know, you see how I do my group. There's a couple of them that get kicked out now, but you know, because I don't.
All right, we are back with you. It's the Vocal Entrepreneurship Show with your host, Keenan Eyesight, Saturday, March the 15th. And again, it's 40 degrees outside. And I want to let you guys know about the coming networking event, spring networking event. My first annual networking event entitled The Embracement of Spring, co-hosted by Keisha Lee LeRae of Snapshots by K Photography. And that is going to be on Friday, April the 4th of 2014. That is 4/4/14 on the calendar. That is located at 444 Lake Street in Gary, Indiana, which is the address of 444 Grill, the restaurant. And we'll have two sides at that location. We'll have vendors, marketing tables there. It's going to be an awesome event. There will be a wine tasting, I'm just looking forward to a great turnout, man. Very positive event. DJ by sounds by DJ Stanton.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to be from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. The attire for the evening is grown with reserved sexiness. And we're just expecting, again, an awesome turnout. There's a $10 cover charge for the event. Please come out and support. And to our listeners, guys, I hope you guys got a chance to hear Mr. Willie Clayton. And I was inspired actually by the gentleman that called thereafter, Wayne, because Wayne, really felt the message that Willie was giving out. It was just good to feel his passion as well. So shout out to those brothers, man. That was awesome for me. We're expecting another call in from Platinum producer Tizone, Antonio Tizone Street. That brother's worked with so many people in the music industry. That's going to be great. We look forward to his call in a few minutes. And I still got Greg with me, he was going to spaz out and leave after a few minutes. But somehow I made him stick. Somehow I made him stay. We still didn't get a call in. 219-885-1371. Tell us who has the best voice between me and Greg. Keenan, eyesight. I can get real deep on you.
Yeah, but see, check this out. I did TV
That's
for
great.
12 years.
That's great, y'all.
I did television for 12 years.
925 show, was a nationally ranked show. Okay.
I can get down with it, man. The voice. The
What's
voice.
up?
They call me the voice.
Hey, well, this is a Keenan eyesight production. And whenever you're ready. Is that Tizone?
Yeah, we got Tizone on.
Okay, let's bring him on. Tizone, you with us, bro?
Yo, yeah, I'm with you.
What's going on, man? We got Platinum producer Tizone, Antonio Tizone Street. Thank you for calling in to the Vocal Entrepreneurship Show, man. It's Keenan Eyesight, your host, man. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm good. Keeping it moving.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, man. I appreciate you again for taking out a few moments of your time, man. We had an awesome show thus far, man, and you're going to continue that. We just had Willie Clayton on before you, man, giving us a wealth of knowledge for these young artists to take heed to, bro. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. And it's in the lab, working.
For sure,
Coming
for
up
sure.
with new stuff.
How many hours? I hate to go right into it, man, but every picture I see of you pretty much in the lab, besides the platinum plaques.
Man, that's been probably, man, about 14 to 16 hours a day in the lab. I really love what I do, so it's like, man, it's just, I just get enough sleep just to wake up to do this again.
Yeah. Hey, let me just make this little excerpt comment. He loved it. Y'all heard him say he loved it. That's why he worked 14 to 16 hours a day, bro. I love that you love it.
Right, and that's what's missing, from the game right now, just the passion. People are, in the music business for the wrong reasons, and I tell a lot of artists, if you got passion, then your passion is going to make you money, but if you just get in this business just to make money, you usually don't make a dime.
Right.
And you'll be giving your stuff away for free the rest of your career.
I know you've seen a lot of them come and go, man. I know you've seen it. So you got, when I was looking, of course, I did some, history on you. Then I know producer Fuji, and that's kind of how I got up on top of it. He told me about you. Then I started doing research. I'm like, man, this brother he puts in work. And so we've got 2 major record deals that you've had. And then you work with people such as Biggie, Twister, Casey and JoJo, Mary J. Blige, etc. The list goes on and on and on. And it's just, what are you doing now? Do you have your own company, or where do you currently stand?
Yeah, right now I'm doing my label and production company, Radar Records, and I just signed a 12-year-old kid rapper named Young Jarvis. So
Okay.
I'm actually, pushing his product now, and I'm probably about 75% done with, writing the album and everything. So
Okay.
that's what I'm doing now. And, still doing production on, different artists on the indie level and major.
Yeah. I clicked on YouTube, and I actually saw a music video that you produced. So you got something going on with the film, with videography also, right?
Yeah. So I got my hands in, a little bit of, all aspects of the business because, I believe in, having good quality.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can't, get somebody to bring me that quality, then I'll just do it myself.
Right.
Because I know what I want, and everything that I do has to be at that industry standard.
Yeah.
So when I take it to a label or I'm getting investors or something involved, quality won't be the issue.
Yeah.
So it's basically just saying, okay, let's work the numbers out on everything. Because I know the quality is going to be there.
Man, what I was impressed with, man, is that you have no limitations, bro. You touching every genre of music. You got beats for hip hop, rap. You got, I mean, the group that I saw the video on, that's like borderline like pop country music I saw. You know?
Yeah, I've done pretty much country album, rock album, gospel, you name it. You know, because I think, you know, music is music. Once you learn the fundamentals of things and you learn an instrument, then it's the universal language. You can produce anything if you're a real producer versus a beat maker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. From an entrepreneurial standpoint, I wanted to ask you, what perspective should a newcomer to the business take? You know, somebody that's just starting out in the music industry. Any words of wisdom you would offer?
Definitely, you know, don't think that it's all music. You know, a lot of artists, you know, they get in the game and they think, oh, it's just about staying in the studio. No, it's a business. You know, learn, you know, what publishing is. Learn how you get paid from the business so you know where your check is coming from.
Right.
You know, and that's the biggest thing, learning that publishing, you know, making sure if you're in the studio and you're writing, that you're doing split sheets so there won't be no confusion, you know, down the line about who did what on what record, things like that. So you're squaring away the business right in the beginning.
Right.
So there's no issues at the end when it's time for people to get paid. And that's how a lot of artists miss, you know, getting, you know, ahead in their career and actually get paid in the business.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I was watching a video of yours, and I think the name of the song was "I Can't Believe It," and that sounded like an autobiography to me. Was that like based off of, you know, your experiences? Because that sounded like something that was real when I was listening to the lyrics.
Yeah. Every lyric, everything about that song was my reality.
Okay.
You know, everything I said, you know, 100% true. And, you know, and those were the mistakes that I made, you know, in the business, and that's why I was like, you know what, let me do this record to share this knowledge, you know, to the rest of the industry, everybody that's coming after me. You know, so you really have to learn the business side. And once you do that, and when you got the passion for the music, then you can't lose.
Yeah. Any obstacles that you face that, even if you don't want to be specific, maybe not being specific as to the obstacle, because I don't want to, you know, get into your personal